Hello, everyone. I hope you guys are doing well. Hello. It's been ages since I've been on here. Just got back to Costa Rica from Costa Rica, yes. And I decided let's do a live here on YouTube and also on TikTok. So I'm really excited. This is going to be a quick live because I'm going back to hermit mode after this, but I felt called to share this because I know this will be very helpful for you as we are all moving through this deep eclipse season. It's a season, okay, y'all. So I'm gonna just give you some more channel messages. If you're new here, I'm Shika, medicine woman, Reiki master, shamanic healer, with the intention to really work with channeling for your highest temple to allow you to connect with your deepest essence of your soul and working with the moon. So a lot of what I do with my healings, they're all around the moon. And I love doing these readings and energy healings and energy meditation, which you guys have been loving on YouTube every single month, along with other shadow work stuff. Hey, hello, Em. Hello, Samir. Hello, Mindy. Let me know on TikTok if you guys are on too, where you're hearing from. Hello. How are you? Nurtured and natured. Hello. Okay, so let's get right into it. It's going to be a really quick reading. And then, like I said, if you guys want to learn more, go to the energy update on YouTube as well as my meditation that's going to help you today and 3 days after, which is going to be good. Really, really excited. So let's open the space. So calling all benevolent guides, guardians, ancestors, angels, cosmic family to come into the space for our highest timeline as we celebrate the lunar eclipse in Taurus, allowing us to know what messages we need to know 3 days before, 3 days after for the collective, and all those that are meant for these messages here. Tuning into whatever clarity we need as we move through these cycles. We thank you for being in this space. Aho, makate. Okay, so taking a few deep breaths, one deep breath in. Exhale out. Deep breath in. Exhale out. Deep breath in. Exhale out. Okay, this is a general reading, so whatever comes up, comes up. But like I said, Spirit was just like, come on here, let's do a live. So we're here and we're hanging out. So let's see what we have for messages for this lunar eclipse. Today's been chaotic. I don't know about you guys, but the energy has been chaotic. Woo! Okay, we're getting right into the nitty and gritty. Let's talk about masculine. Let's talk about Father Sky. Father Sky is the symbol of the masculine. And what this is saying is trust the unknown. The biggest thing that's happening during the eclipse that has been happening for 3 weeks, since the last 3 weeks, but we're seeing it more coming in now. And I'm talking specifically for the masculine of the collective, but I'm also talking about the masculine within ourselves. So I really want you to take a moment and think about how has the masculine been a part of your life? And what we're asking for is the masculine during this lunar eclipse in ourselves, in our relationships, is asking to step up. What does that mean? Stepping up to the masculine means that showing up in the space that we want to. Some of you have lost respect for the masculine, whether that's been you've been burnt in the past. Maybe you've had an experience where you've trusted someone in a relationship and they have actually shown mistrust. That could be cheating. That could be just like not speaking their truth. That could be promises that they've broken. That has been coming up a lot. And this could be also promises and not trusting the masculine in ourselves out of a sense of projecting control, projecting wanting to control things, know everything that's going to happen. So around this time of Taurus lunar eclipse, 3 days before, the day of, and 3 days after for November 8th, 2022, a lot of you are being called to just, see a bigger perspective, healing a bigger perspective. How am I being called to respect my masculine within myself? Let's look at what else is being called. Chopped wood. So some of you are going really deep in just chopping. We're not talking about just like healing. We're talking about like taking in cords from the wounded masculine in yourself, whether that has been projected to you or to someone else, and ripping that out. We're not even cutting. I don't do cord cuts. This is why I don't do cord cuts. I talk about pulling cords out. We don't do cord cuts. Why? Because when we cut a cord, and this is something that maybe a lot of you don't know, is we cut it and then that cord can still be there. And this cord cutting is great when it's like, you know, someone that we still want in our life and whatnot. Maybe their energy is just like a little too much. We want to cut that cord to just like go back to our own energy. But when we're talking about healing, the Copal's going crazy right now. When we're talking about healing and tapping into our own inner power, our own inner self, and our own inner masculine, which is really what Taurus is being called. I want to receive, I want to be held. Chopped wood is just saying like we're cutting off these old patterns, spirits going into your DNA, and they're rewiring some patterns of the masculine for you. Let's go into this card a little bit more. We have 4-2 on the card 42. When we add that together, that is 6. 4 is awakening, 2 is action, taking action of the awakening of a new perspective with the eagle spirit of the masculine. Okay, so let's go to 42. Woo, it's deep. Okay, so being grounded in everyday experiences and humility. There are times when big dreams are meant to lie dormant. So again, I talked about this and I posted this on TikTok. This is not a time to manifest. This lunar eclipse, please do not manifest until 3 days after. The reason why is because it's chaotic energy. We're not being called to manifest during this full moon. We're being called to cleanse, to detox, to reflect, to repattern, to reprogram ourselves. That is what we're being called to do. So consider yourself pruning the tree. We're just trimming our tree. We're trimming the parts of us. What part of yourself and where in the body do you feel the most chaos happening? And one of the biggest things with this lunar eclipse is we're also getting a physical detox. I don't know about you guys, but I went through a 5-day physical detox of an up level for me. Whenever I service people and hold space, I just came from the Awaken Healer Retreat. Holler to all those who were there, all of the beautiful souls that shifted. And when we went into that retreat, a lot of you derooted so much. And in that, it also deroots in myself and stepping into that power, stepping into that deeper perspective, which is why there's so many exciting things happening for community coming up. So here it's really saying cutting off the dead leaves. Like we're talking about these wires that don't even have life around it. When we look into our body, for those of you who are clairsentient, who can see, who can really tune into that space, when you close your eyes and you see these cords, is there life around these cords? Does it look drained in these cords? This is permission. Then why are you holding it if it's dead? Right? And this is why November, the theme is death. The theme is rebirth. It goes beyond this lunar eclipse. We're being called to hold ourselves in ways that we've never even thought we've been able to. And Spirit's really showing that in our being, in our body, in our environment. It's huge. So taking your attention away from the goals and bringing a state of receptivity, looking at the bigger picture here, the deeper purpose. I believe in many purposes. We don't only have one purpose. When people, are online, they're like, find your purpose. I'm like, that is like when people say niche. Yeah, I believe that there is one earth purpose. And I talked about this. I'm going to bring this to you guys during the retreat is what is your human earth purpose for your lifetime? This could be many purposes. It doesn't have to be one. But there are so many different purposes. And this is what's bringing a lot of anxiety for some of you during this lunar eclipse of chaos. It's like anxiety, which is why I'm really asking you right here. I'm in Canada. It's sunny today. I'm going to take some moments to go outside and really ground with the earth. So if you have an opportunity to go into the earth, ask the sun, ask the moon, can you please ground me? Can you please bring this groundingness to me? I'm reading all of your comments here. Been going through it. Yes, blossoming again, 100%. So a lot of earth energy that's coming with this Taurus, being called for the Taurus to bring us to earth, to bring that balance. Through this time of clearing your energy, a lot of you are going to have this aha moment. Okay. So again, 3 days after, it's a time for you to be in your own energy. Okay. Don't go doing a million things. This is not the time. Be in your own energy. The moment you do many things, you get confused and then you second guess your intuition. Lunar eclipse is about we're cleansing, right? And that includes those cords. So Father Sky, I'm also sensing, and I want to get a card on this because let's ask the ancestors on Father Sky because there's more ancestral stuff that's happening with the masculine. So let's see what's coming up. First live, welcome. If it's your first live, let me know. Another masculine card, High Priest. Intend to create. So some of you are very unsure with this is why the chaos is happening. It's like we're getting clarity to create things and to trust the process. You've gotten this far, right? And sometimes when we're in a point just as like this eclipse where everything is being stripped of what we know of old patternings, and we're being taught to do things differently in ways that we've never been taught before. And this is a big channel message that's coming up. Don't compare what is coming up with your new beginnings and what you are going to create after this lunar eclipse with what failed before, because you're in a different frequency. If you start to look at things and say, well, this didn't work before, so that means I am going to set up for failure, you are not trusting the process with Father Sky. You're not trusting the process with your inner masculine, and you're not intending to create, right? The feminine creates, it envisions. The Copal's going crazy as I'm tuning into this. I'm going to put some more Copal. It creates, it intends, it holds that space. And I think that is so important, like so important, loves. So again, ask yourself, what is holding you back to create your highest timeline? Because a lot of you have shifted your highest timeline and you're ending a cycle. There's some death in the theme, which is normal, but in our death, we're going to receive so much at the end of this cycle. So a sabotage with addiction. Yeah, the human is like being told to literally physically cleanse these things out of the body. Okay, let's see what card's coming out. Destiny. Okay, a lot of you, and I resonate with this as well. Like a lot of us are being called to our Dharma, our bigger Dharma. We're getting a big chunk piece during this, after this chaos, of that aha moment, which goes back to the chopped wood, right? In order for us to see the clearness, we need to cleanse our garden. We need to prune our garden a little bit. And that's what the eclipse is doing. It's bringing up the anxiety you had 7 years ago, or where that deep anxiety was there. It's bringing up like the pain that you felt with the wounded masculine, whether that's your father, whether that is a partnership, whether that's the masculine in yourself, using things to run away from your own self, your own vision, your own visionary. No more running. You know, I had a retreat the last summer, the Peru retreat, and one of the women that attended said, why am I running away from myself? Right? Again, we're not comparing ourselves from what worked and what didn't work before. Again, trusting the highest forces. So much is coming up from this reading of that we're not trusting something. I want you to take a moment. Let's do something together. I want you to take a moment. I want you to close your eyes. If you're driving, don't close your eyes. But I want you to just take a moment, take 3 deep breaths with me, okay? We're going to take some deep present breaths. Deep breath in. Exhale out. Deep breath in. Exhale out. And I want you to continue to breathe just nice and slow into the body, nice and slow into your being. And what I want you to do is ask yourself, what is that block that is preventing you to trust the highest timeline that you are currently, presently on? Is it the future? Is it the past? Is it yourself? Is it someone? Is it a situation? Is it your current reality? Is it a wounded part of yourself wanting to just be recognized before and just cleansing and clearing this, moving this cord fully from our being so we can see the bigger picture? Once you feel that, I want you to take a deep breath into that part of your body. And we're going to blow it out and put pressure out. We're going to push it out of our body. Take another deep breath in. Push it out. Deep breath in. Breathe out. Exhale out. Grounding back into the body. Going to a natural breath. Coming back into the space. I want you to tune into what came up. What came up for you? What's that truth? Buy the book. Woo, love this card. Things don't have to be the way that we always knew things were. And that's the realization during this lunar eclipse. We're moving forward to not do things that we once knew we did things. So if you can be like a new baby with new eyes after this eclipse and start things off and say that I am open to learn how to do this new, how to trust the masculine in myself and take the action forward into what I'm envisioning for my manifestation. Because again, this lunar eclipse isn't about manifesting. What it's tapping into is what's the block of the action for you to then, when you create, can take that action forward and not have doubt in yourself. Fear is beautiful because fear is just the unknown territory. This is where this lunar eclipse is causing all the chaos of emotion so we can really Step into that in full embodiment. There's some more things coming up. Let's see what else is coming up. There's some sticky energy that's coming up. Well, we gotta love one of those abundance blocks coming up. Community, abundance blocks. So there's two cards there's two messages I'm getting. With the community card, it's saying that the people that you were around you most of your life that had these old patterns, and maybe what's happening is because of this timeline during this lunar eclipse, you're being called to be with yourself, because what's going to happen is spirit is going to show you very abruptly and very straightforwardly that these people aren't people that you need to continue with. And that maybe these conversations you're having, this disagreement, and again, lunar eclipse isn't about making the decisions like, hey, you're out of my life, we're done with you, like this is done. No. It's like, hey, thank you, community, for bringing me to this space. Thank you for showing me the attachment that I had to this relationship, the dependency of relationship based on the wounded masculine. That's coming up. But now I'm asking myself to call in a new community. So in this, what is that new community? What is that new frequency? What does it look like? What does it feel like in this new timeline? And how can you call that in? So you're being an 8. 8 is abundance, knowing that some of you are scared to let go of those relationships fully because you need confirmation that there's a newer relationship that's better for you. And I need to share this with you. You're going to be waiting a very long time because you act first, spirit responds. So here it's about understanding all of the emotions you're feeling and just shedding those cords, disconnecting, letting go of the cords. Again, I have a cord cutting video if you want to learn more about that here on my YouTube channel. So go check that out. So belonging, again, abandonment wounds coming up. How many of you in some point, whether it's your teen self, a time of transition, your younger self, in your family home, when did you feel like you didn't belong? Okay. And now that you have these relationships and spirits are calling you to let that go, to find an actual deeper belonging and to trust the unknown that there's a deeper relationship, it's triggering for you. And you're getting a little bit of a anxiety. But at the same time, it's like, what if there is a better relationship for me? Being seen and understood by others. You need a new community that can see you in your fullest potential in this newer timeline. And again, some of those people right now are not those people, but that's okay. We thank them for what they've given us. We thank them for how far, even the ones that caused us triumph and pain. We bring forgiveness in ourselves and step into that. That's so important. Like-minded connections are a sense of family, friendships, calling in our soul family. This is a time at the end of November, calling in soul family. The lunar eclipse is clearing, and then we need to call it in. So again, I'm going to give you guys a specific thing to do. And I'm going to be sharing this actually tonight because we're doing at 7 p.m. Eastern time. I would highly encourage it. I'm going to be hosting on Zoom, and you will get the recording if you cannot attend for time zones, whatever. It's going to be a 2-hour energy healing, meditation, shamanic healing, and we're going to tap into this and break this down fully so you can feel confident in this lunar eclipse and the chaos, being held fully in this, tuning into community. And what better way than to connect with other people who are also seeking for belonging, right? Seeking for belonging in their highest timeline. So that information is down below in my YouTube information. You can sign up for it 7 p.m. Eastern time. You do get access to the recording. You can do it multiple times. I highly encourage you do that. Okay. Do it. This card signals a new affiliation. So a new group that's coming in. Humans and social creatures. And we need to know that we're useful to the families and communities. Each and every single one of us holds a spot and a mission. And this is why this card's coming in, because Taurus is asking us, do we respect the mission and the purposes that our soul has dropped into earth to claim into? And this is a huge part of your dharmas, if you will. In the communities, everyone has an important function and feels I matter. You matter. What part of you doesn't matter? Why are you telling yourself you don't matter? Because you feel unbelonging. Go back to that part of yourself that felt unbelonging, that part of yourself that told you were unbelonging. Maybe it was yourself. Maybe it was someone else. Bringing forgiveness into that space and cutting that cord so we can start over. It's not about this lunar eclipse isn't about going back and healing. We're talking about the wounds that we need to literally take out of our auric field, take out of our being so we can move on and not look backwards. That's the type of energy that this eclipse is bringing for us. And it's so deep. Like, I can't stress enough how deep it is. I can feel it. I can see it. I can feel it in you guys as well. It's so important. Perhaps you're a part of a spiritual community or an artistic community. If that is you, this is going to be your soul family for November as you're rebirthing, as you're going through your death. Like, what is leaving your life? What cords do you need to weed? And in that's going to create so much space for the next card, abundance, honey and milk. Okay, some of you are being called to tune into, how do you respect money? Do you respect money, or do you get triggered by money? Do you decline money? Do you answer money's calls? Or do you just like, no, I'm just going to ignore it. I'm just going to ignore all this human responsibility being stressing me out. I'm done. The world is changing. I just don't want to do it. I'm just going to ignore all the calls. This lunar eclipse is calling us to say, how do we respect money? Because the way we respect money is the way that we respect ourselves. It's the way that we respect ourselves. Simple as that. That's all it is. How do you respect money? What parts of money do you not respect, or abundance in general? Ask yourself, do you respect yourself in that same way? There's the honey and there's the milk. There's the hope at the end of the tunnel. So again, when you can do that, then you will find people that will be door openers for you, that will help you become on your highest timeline and help each other move through what is next. But until then, we're going to be sticking into this muddy honey water. The honey water that was given to generations and generations. And this is the way that the book told us. So this is the way that we need to do things. Do by the book. Spirit's calling us to say, go to community, find new places to expand yourself. Okay, that's what's going to nurture your rebirth. That's what's going to nurture on this new timeline. This is like a new path. This is like a venture, a traveling space that you haven't been to. Whether that November, this is a time where your soul's literally retrieving parts of itself back into its being, rewiring its DNA and retapping it in a way that no other generation has done, which is why I'm so excited for the Ancestral retreat coming up in December. A lot of you are going to be rewiring your DNA of everything you're doing in November in the retreat. That's the biggest download I'm receiving. The way you're seeing life, the way you're doing life is giving the permission of everyone in your lineage to do the same, and your partnerships. But you need to take the first step. The universe will respond. And for you to take the first step, you need to trust. The High Priestess is here to support you. I feel a lot of masculine spirit, whether that's grandfathers, fathers, any male spirit that you were really connected with. And this might be someone who's not directly in your lineage. They are going to be coming in. I found one a few weeks ago who's been doing so much work on me. Like, they've been dropping in. A beautiful Orishan god been doing the work on me. And it's been beautiful to witness. And I hope that you are also taking in that, because it is so, so important right now. Be inspired, use inspiration, bring the fire that you need for November, because that's going to help you create what you want to do and ignite and be intentional. After the lunar eclipse, it's asking you to be intentional. What is the chaos showing you that you need more intention in your life? You can't just say, I want to do a million things and that's what I want to do, the healing. I want the abundance. Okay, yeah, but be intentional with it. What do you want to do with it? How are you going to commit to this after the lunar eclipse and before? It's not just the time of the moon. The purpose of working with the moon is every moon, it shows us a little piece of ourselves, and a piece of ourselves that we continue to move in the healing. But if we don't integrate that, we find ourselves every time around the lunar eclipse or a certain moon being brought these deep emotions. And then we're asking ourselves, why are we still here? We need to receive it and drop it into the soul, drop it into the human, drop it into the being. That's what Spirit's here. I just saw a fairy. That's what Spirit's here for. Cosmics. It's tapping into that. I want to see if there's any other messages that you guys need to know. And I'm going to close the reading because I'm just making a little quick one. And then I'm going back into my process of the lunar eclipse, getting ready for tonight because it is going to be sassy. We're going to be doing a full reading for you guys tonight. I'm going to be doing channel messages. We're going to be doing a healing. We're going to be moving. We're doing all the things tonight. So card fell. We're going to be doing all the things. Soulmates. Ooh, oh, there's some love in the air. So I definitely feel like lunar eclipse is bringing your partnerships. And this feels really good. So if any of you are like have a masculine, or maybe someone in your relationship in general that hasn't been, maybe they haven't been as open to the world of what you are doing right now. During this lunar eclipse, they're going to go through a rebirth alongside with you. It might not be the way that you're seeing doing the whole moon rituals and affirmations and meditations, but don't put that pressure on them. Okay, they're coming. They're going to meet you halfway. But this is just saying that let your partnerships in a little bit. Okay, some of you are hiding your journey from people and family, and it's like, why are you hiding that self? It's only respect to yourself. And this goes back to this card, the community card, being seen. If you don't let them see you and your transformation, how could they know how to respect you? They're respecting the old version of you because that's what you're letting them see. Boom. That's why you're not being seen. We have to take some energetic responsibility and respect for ourselves. What parts of ourselves are we not letting them see? 5-5, change. That's a deep one. That is a very deep one. So yeah, I do feel like some of you, your relationships, they're rebirthing alongside with you. Be patient with them. They will come along. Don't worry. I know that feeling. I've had that in some of my close relationships where I want them to just like, you're just right there. But it's like, I need to get my ego out of it, check it out and say, they're in their journey, give them credit. It just doesn't look the way that you want it to, and stop trying to control the way that they need to be healed. I was trying to see if there's anything else with relationships that's coming up. Let me know if that checks out, because that definitely checks out for me if that hits. Let's see. Exchange gifts. Ooh, okay. What's this? To the sea, fork in the road, and exchange gifts. Okay. Ooh, this card. Let me go into the 27. We're looking at 9 of ending. Ooh, this is a really big one. Because this is what connects everything. Law of giving and receiving, trade-offs, and weighing costs and determining value. Okay, this goes back to the Taurus. So Taurus lunar eclipse is all about respect and the value of ourselves, right? And that includes taking action in the human world of how we want to be valued, right? So we got the cat energy is protector, right? So how do we hold, and there's a difference with protecting our energy because we're scared of something, and protecting our energy. I'm just going to get some more Kapal because we're doing a storm here. So get some Kapal in here. Give me a second, guys. Breaking it off. Okay, cool. So this one's really interesting. It's tuning into the protector, which is like exchanging of receiving and giving. Where are you at in this chaos? Is this chaos of the lunar eclipse asking you to sit down and just receive from your partner, receive in whatever way that they're willing to show you in your love language? And again, if you don't know your partner's love language, I would highly suggest you getting on that, because that stuff really works, peeps. And then also fork in the road. So the fork in the road means like some of you are going to have a decision in your relationship. And I don't want to say like an ending. I just want to say that there's going to be an ending of a perspective. And the fork in the road means that you're going to have to make a clear decision. So this lunar eclipse is kind of like the chaos and everything is training for you to prepare to stand in your power of how you want to be seen by people and your relationships. So just remember, to the sea is just saying going with the flow of your emotions, listening to your emotions during this time of chaos. And when we can do that, then we can allow ourselves to know what that receiving and giving is. What is spirit giving us that we need to receive? What are the relationships giving us? That could be lessons, that could be ways to respect ourselves, that could be like initiation to be seen and not to hide ourselves, whatever that looks like. But I definitely feel like there is a decision coming up after this lunar eclipse for all of us, and it's going to initiate us in deeper ways. Let me go into this card a little bit deeper, because fork in the road is really, so it's 13-4 is an awakening. So that, remember that aha moment that I talked about at the beginning of the reading, where I said all of us are getting that aha moment? Well, here during the lunar eclipse, once that aha moment moves in, we're going to make that decision. So let's go to 13, which is here. Time to make a decision. Considering the consequences as you prepare to act and owning the obligation and necessary. So just knowing that choosing left or right, not being indecisive, and maybe you need to be at that neutral space in order to do that. Don't make the decision until then. Please do not force a decision out of chaos of emotion. That is not the best thing to do. Take heart, as no matter which path you choose, you will be rich and meaningful for the experience. So no matter if it doesn't make sense to you what the decision is, at the end of the day, this is going to help better your intimate relationships. This is going to help your community and have a community and soul family that is going to support you. And it's going to help you trust in the divine masculine again. And also on a collective reading, divine masculine, I know that you've gone through a lot. I've been getting more and more calls to actually host a retreat for the masculine. So if you are a masculine being in need of support and healing, please let me know in the comments and just put a green heart so I know that you're here and you're ready. And when the time comes where I put that invitation out, I call on you to go and step into that, because this is going to help us collectively. It is so connected. Even if you're curious, divine masculine, I call on you to come into this space and do the healing. And maybe for you, it's the masculine in you, regardless of what being, who you are as a being. This is a very big thing I want to do, is a masculine retreat of coming home and medicine retreat, which would be amazing. Okay. So here it's saying that this is a time to take responsibility, to trust your desire and follow it. What are your desires? Taurus, think of the Taurus energy. They always have the nicest homes. They take care of themselves. They put everything with love and energy. I'm going to end the reading in a bit. I'm going over time. But they do everything with love and intention. And that's what it's about. It's like you are basking yourself in love and intention. If you didn't do my energy healing meditation, go do that, because that is going to bring you to what I'm talking about here. Respecting and stepping into it. Shika, I hope I can attend to your retreat in the future. Would love to see you there, Kiance, on TikTok. I would love to see you on there, because this is honestly, it's my biggest passion. Every time I do a retreat, I'm in awe of you guys. I'm in awe of the healing. I'm in awe of the work you do. And I do believe that as much as online is such a great world, we are being called more and more to have that human connection. So again, I have one more retreat left on December 3rd to the 11th in St. Lucia in the Caribbean. If you are interested, it's an ancestral retreat, healing and connecting with your ancestral lineage. Message me on Instagram, Shika_Chica, or email me through my website. I'm probably going to close it by next week, because we're getting there. We're only a few weeks away. It's going to be deep on the island, and my ancestors will be helping and supporting you in spirit, which is really beautiful. Okay. So this is all about choice, time to choose. That's all I'm going to go into. It's like choosing through the lunar eclipse. Lunar eclipse is bringing chaos for you to then choose where you need to go. Some of you have been indecisive for this for a while. And we're going to be pushing you in. Okay. So lunar eclipse is just like, we're just getting things going. Let's see the affirmation I can leave you guys with, and let me know what's hitting home for you in this reading, because this is deep. Again, if you feel like you want more support on this lunar eclipse, as it's today's the lunar eclipse, but 3 days after is going to still affect us, I would highly suggest you going and check out my energy healing meditation. It's very powerful, beautiful 15-minute meditation that brings you deep, quick and easy meditation. And I actually channeled it in the beautiful jungle of Costa Rica while I was doing that, and I felt called to do it. So with the hummingbird spirit. So go check that out. And then lastly that I have for you guys is what you need to know for this Taurus lunar eclipse 3 days before, 3 days after. And maybe there are certain things that have already happened that's going to like loop everything together after this, So suggesting that. Is there any other card affirmations? The first card, you guys are going to laugh. Okay, so we got 2. Oh my God. I love these readings with you guys. It's so much fun. So relationships. I am attracted to those people who serve my highest good. So again, remember, I talked a lot about relationships through this whole reading. We're talking about relationship with the divine, masculine. How did we feel mistrust of it? How do we feel that the divine has hurt us? Or the opposite side of that, the divine is hurt and needs support and help, and we need to heal together, not separate. I had this question the other day from my ancestral retreat, Chica. My ancestral lineage has gone through so much and has done such not heart-led things in their history. And they're like, I don't want to come to the retreat. I said, no, you have to be in that retreat, because you stepping into that space, you being in that space and being us going and segregating ourselves to heal in a space that's comfortable is not going to change history. and that's the ancestral retreat, right? It's like, what has your ancestors done? How has that reprogrammed you and your DNA? And now to go into that highest timeline. So again, relationships is big, bringing community in your healing during November through this death and rebirth that is happening during the lunar eclipse. It doesn't just end here. Then we're going into love life, relationships that are going to be changing in higher timelines, career, that's going to be changing in highest timelines. So we need to now trust that everything that's happening, all the chaos is for our highest and best good. It's not working against us. Spirit's not working against us, it's working for us. Okay, relationships. Blame. I accept responsibility of my well-being. Instead of blaming and becoming a victim of your story, becoming a victim and saying, well, this person isn't doing this, so I don't feel supported, or this person. But it's like, how can we support ourselves and ask for help and be seen? Remember, if we are hiding ourselves in our highest timeline on who we are as spiritual conscious beings, or just conscious beings in general, and our family doesn't know that version of ourselves because our old patterning self is scared of that, how in the world can they see us? Because we're not letting them see us. So instead of blaming them not meeting us there, just accept where they are and know that this is your journey, and don't take it for there. Just come with it with love. Yes, I feel hurt that they can't support me the way that I want to be supported, but know that I do believe that sometimes in our spiritual journey, some parts of our journey are meant to be alone in solitude, and they can be supportive, or we can also find that in other communities as well. So again, stop being a victim of what isn't provided for you, and instead find a space of action through the divine masculine. Be held. Divine masculine wants to hold us. That's really what they want us to do. They want to hold us. They want to treat us in that space and give us the love. And the way that we felt this divine masculine before, maybe that's a divine masculine we've never experienced, and that's okay. But during this lunar eclipse, we're being taught to trust that there is that. And that's why the Father Sky card was the first card I pulled out. The Eagle Spirit. Change the perception of the masculine. Change the perception of your situation. Change your perception of your relationships. Clear and cleanse that during the lunar eclipse, and the rest is golden. And the honey and milk will come. Where's that card? Honey and milk. The abundance will come. The hope of the rainbow will come. There is hope. There is hope. We can see it. It's right here. Okay. So I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. I went deeper than I thought I was going to do, just 20 minutes. And then you guys know when I go into a portal, I just don't stop. And I just do it for as long as I feel. So let me know what hit home, what checked out. Again, I'm going to share a couple things. One, I have this amazing divine program I'm announcing in about a week and a half for the wounded healer, for the person who wants to impact the world, leaving their legacy in this world beyond their lifetime. Okay, thinking about when you can close your eyes and when you're done with this lifetime, your legacy, what you have done for this world, and the collective is still living. That's the energy that I would like to invite people for this program. This is a program beyond programs. This is a program beyond anything. Again, if you're interested in that, go to my email list, add yourself to the email list. Lastly, I've closed my rebirth program for the year. I'm not opening it until I feel called to, because of all the things that are coming up. I don't feel called to do it just yet. But what I will say is I will have some retreats coming up soon. I will say, though, the Ancestral retreat is going to be powerful. And I will be honest with you guys. Some of you guys have been scared because you're like, okay, this is a lot of stuff that's coming in. But at the same time, the magic that is going to happen in this retreat is beyond words. So if you are ready to hold, because you have that power, and I know if you have curiosity in your spirit, it most likely you should apply down below. The link is there. I'm closing it next week. Probably by the end of this week, honestly, I'm going to close my application and just like, spirit, those are the people. And I'm just feeling called to really sit with it, because this eclipse is about taking step into the unknown and the new timeline, and not letting fear dictate where you are. Don't let your reality right now dictate where you're going, because it's not all it. That's not what it is. This is a pit stop to the bigger, better space that you're going on this road trip. Okay. Remember this. It's a playground here. Don't take it so seriously all the time. What time is your ceremony tonight? Yes. Last thing, my Taurus lunar eclipse ceremonies tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern time. You can TikTok message me on Instagram if you want the link. I will be offline 30 minutes before because I like to prepare. But if you want the link, let me know. I will message it also in my story. For those on YouTube, it's down below. It's my Calendly link. You'll see it there. And we will be doing a 2-hour ceremony. It's going to be a sharing circle, healing circle, going deeper in card readings, a lot of things. That's going to be coming up that Spirit's telling me to share with you guys. And you can go there and then maybe share if you want with anyone else who wants to go and enroll for that. It's going to be a beautiful, intimate circle. And lastly, I want to share is my ancestral retreat. Like I said, these things are hitting. If you have some wounded masculine in your ancestors, please come. Masculine, please come. Calling y'all out. Come, please. And it'll be December 3rd to the 11th in St. Lucia in the Caribbean island, which is beautiful, like a beautiful space. The lineage of my the space of my lineage is going to be so powerful. Are you still going to do coaching? Yeah, so I am still doing it. It's just that the program that I'm announcing that I can't talk about just yet until about a week and a half will make sense when it's out. And this program is going to change the world, which is really what I've been called. Costa Rica dropped in that deep depth of what us as a collective, you and me, are doing. And I just feel like that is a priority right now. So I will have them. My one-on-ones moving forward in the new year will be sporadic. I'll just be like, I can hold space for 2 people. Whoever signs up, signs up. But moving forward, my biggest initial focus right now is my retreats and this specific program. And again, this program is for the space holder, the person who wants to heal, the person who doesn't know where to start, the person who resonates with a lot of the things and the gifts that I share here. That's all I will say. So if this is you, then add yourself to that email list. Please, you're going to thank me later before I announce it to the world. And it will be very intimate. There won't be many spots for this. So exciting. I hope you guys have an amazing lunar eclipse. Don't forget to like, subscribe, put notification bells so you do not miss it. And yeah, I'm really excited. I'm excited to chat with all those who applied for the retreat this week and next week and the rebirth program, and just really bring this year to a deep. I can't believe we're almost done the year, guys. And yeah, I really hope you have a beautiful lunar eclipse. Take it easy, take it all in. And I will see you guys really soon. I love you all so much.